Throughout high school and my very early uni years, I was battling with extremely bad mental health. This is really depressing. I'd be watching YouTube videos about how to gain more confidence, how to have more self-esteem, how to not hate myself all the time, those type of videos, which is really depressing, isn't it? These videos I'd be watching, they actually gave some pretty decent advice. They would be telling me eat clean, sleep well, make sure you take care of your physical health, take time out of your day to do hobbies you enjoy. Actual good advice, right? Very cutesy advice that is genuinely good. And one of the things that I was told through these YouTube videos was very interesting, and I took it really to heart and implemented it as much as I could. And it was talking about your problems. Going to a loved one, going to a trusted adult and talking about your problems to them so that you have someone who can empathize with you, someone who can understand you and soothe you. And to be honest, I hear most men get told this advice: talk about your problems to other people. And that's exactly what I did. I'd be talking to my friends all the time about how depressed I was, and you ask my boys, they knew during this time anyway of my life. I'm good now, but back then, high school years, they knew I was depressed. They said, Isa, he's a depressing guy. They knew I hated myself and everything I was going through. But as much as I love to talk about my problems, that never really helped me with overcoming my depression. I would be telling my friends all the time about all the mental health problems I was going through, and I'm pretty sure that my mental health got worse from doing this, even though I was told that, oh, they're going to empathize with me and I'm going to feel so good. But my mental health got worse. And reflecting back with all the knowledge that I have today, I know why I was depressed. I do. It was because I was almost speaking it into existence. It was almost as if I was making it even truer than it really is. I would have a genuinely good day. I'll actually sit down, get some homework actually done for once. I would hop on Discord, play some Minecraft with my boys. I would spend some time with my family, quality time with my mum, my dad and my siblings, and overall have a genuinely pleasant day. But through me talking to other people, it was almost as if I was saying to myself, no, you can't have a good day. Doesn't matter what you do, you are meant to have a depressing day every single day until the day you die. Even though I had an amazing day, I would go to sleep that night depressed, hating myself, thinking I don't deserve this happiness that's coming towards me. And this all happened just because I loved talking about my problems. And you know how I changed that? You know how was I finally able to overcome my depression? It wasn't from going to a therapist. It wasn't from telling my friends about my depression or telling a trusted one or a loved one about it. My life changed when I just simply solved the problem that was causing my depression. It's so straightforward. It's almost comical. It's kind of like if I had smelly breath. If I had smelly breath and I didn't want anyone else to know I had stinky breath because they would be making fun of me, so I never talked to anybody, never opened my mouth. Instead of just simply going to the bathroom, brushing my teeth. I stopped being depressed when I stopped doing the things that made me depressed in the first place. Because here's the thing, through my experience of life, I've learned that men don't really thrive from talking about their problems. You ever talk to a girl, they'll be yapping about all the issues that they have, all the emotions they're feeling, and just yapping. And by the end of the yapping session, if you actually secure them, give them empathy, give them whatever they're seeking, they actually genuinely end up feeling better. It's not some fake comfort as well. They genuinely are way happier. But when you do the same thing for men, it almost feels like you're pitying me. And so then all this advice I heard online about talking to your friends, talking to your family about your problems, it was all coming from female YouTubers, and it was almost logical, right? It's like, oh, this advice worked for me as a girl, I'm going to tell everyone else around me about it. And then me as a guy came along and said, oh, if it worked for her, why wouldn't it work for me? It's logical, right? So then I ended up been all day, all night to my friends about how I hated myself, about how I'm a failure, about how depressed I am, about how I'm never going to succeed, about how I'm never going to live up to my goals, about how I'm such a big disappointment to my parents. And I expected that to help soothe my depression. I found that a lot of the guys around me, and I think this applies to a lot of guys, are a lot more goal and achievement oriented. And talking about our problems all day, all night, very emotionally, that doesn't really work for most of us. When I'd be surfing through all the subreddits online, I'd be seeing the same thing. Ben would be talking about the problems and they wouldn't really be benefiting from that. It's only when I hit the gym, stopped being skinny for once and gained some muscle. It's only when I sat down and decided what goals do I want to achieve throughout my life. It's only when I stopped playing video games all day. It's only when I stopped eating junk food that gave me brain fog. It's only when I started to be more social and start to learn how to have a conversation with people. It's only when I did all those other things that my depression finally went away. Not from talking about my problems all day, solving my problems. That's what helped me. I'll be seeing so many men, even men in my own personal life. I'll be talking to random guys I meet. They'll be talking about all the problems that they face. They have so much pressure on them about how they get scrutinized all the time for trying to open up and talk about the feelings, and then everyone telling them that they need to man up and stop being so emotional. I used to be the exact same way, and talking about your problems, I would gain some temporary relief, 100%. I would gain some sort of sympathy points from my boys and I would feel a little good. I'll feel a little better about myself. But my problems only got worse. I only got fatter. I only had less and less money in my bank account. I only got older and started to have the pressure build on me that I have to make something of myself. At the same time though, I don't want to give you the sense that you can't talk about your problems, that you have to stay a shut-in your whole life. You certainly can talk about your problems. All I'm saying is you will certainly benefit much more from talking about your problems from a frame of trying to solve the problem. Sure, you can talk about your problems, what emotions you feel, but that won't help you. Even if you want to talk about your emotions, if that's what you genuinely want to do, you're actually going to benefit much more from solving the problem itself instead of talking about it. Even if you want to talk about the problem, you would actually benefit more and be happier overall if you just solve the problem. It's only when I started doing that, going at my problems in the sense of trying to solve them instead of trying to talk about them and how they made me feel. Only when I did that did my depression go away, did my mental health start to get better, when my life started to get better. Not from trying to go to therapy and trying to seek some sympathy points. Because the reality was, as much as it felt nice to get those sympathy points from my boys, the real happiness, long-term, genuine happiness and fulfillment I was able to find was just from doing the work that I was neglecting for so long. And I know if you pursue that work that you're neglecting, that you're pushing back for whatever reason, that's where all the happiness you're trying to find, that's where it is. From doing all the work that you're neglecting. You don't even need to finish the work. In the pursuit of finishing the work, you'll be 10 times happier than just sitting here like a bum doing nothing about it. You don't even need to go to the finish line, even though that's the end goal. Even just making your way to the finish line, you'll be 10 times happier than the miserable mess you are right now. Take it from me. I spent years and years pushing the work away, not trying to do it, trying to make every single excuse under the sun to not pursue it. And then when I finally decided I'm gonna put the work in, and feeling that regret inside of me that if I only started to do all of these things that I've been neglecting sooner. This is where the true happiness, fulfillment you're looking for is. Solving the problems, not just talking about them all day.